So what are the top 3 mistakes that e-commerce brands or e-commerce entrepreneurs make when they're first launching their e-commerce business? Well, that's what we're going to go ahead and cover in this video. If you have plans of launching an e-commerce business or you're in the middle of it, make sure you stay all the way through, because avoiding some of these mistakes could literally be the line in between the sand for failing and absolutely blowing up your business. Now, if you're new here to my channel, my name is Samir Chibane. I start and scale e-commerce brands down here in Miami, and if that's something you're aligned with, make sure you leave a thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment, turn on the post notifications, and let's blow up this video. But listen, man, I was in Boston for the weekend, and my last video absolutely blew up. If you check out the last video, I did a brand strategy or a brand launch strategy breakdown of the Nelk Boys, a new hard seltzer brand called Happy Dad. And one way or the other, the Nelk Boys got a hold of it. I'm not sure if somebody sent it to them or they just came across it on their feed, but they left a comment, and man, the Nelk Boy fanatics absolutely flocked over to my video. Tons of great feedback, obviously some dickheads, but tons of great feedback. People saying, man, that's actually very valuable. It's very knowledgeable to see how they're launching and kind of get a business perspective on how they launch their businesses and their brands. But shout out to all the new subscribers. Much love. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure y'all leave a like on this video here. Leave a comment as well. But let's get right into it. All right, that's the update for the weekend. But let's get right into it. Look, if you're trying to launch an e-commerce brand, right? If you're trying to launch an e-commerce brand or an e-commerce business, really one of the top mistakes that I see people making, and we made these mistakes as well when we were first getting started, is putting too much weight on the marketing, okay? Instead of the quality of products and the actual quality of the brand that you're bringing to the marketplace. Okay, now marketing cannot turn shit into gold, okay? A lot of people think they can have shitty quality products or products that are just not unique in any sense, that are saturated. And by creating the dopest Facebook ad or the dopest, TikTok ad, it's gonna save the fact that they have a shitty quality product or a brand that nobody really correlates with. So you want to make sure it's the opposite, okay? You definitely, and this kind of correlates back to that video for the Nelk Boys. You can see they spent a whole year on developing their hard seltzer brand until they were ready to launch it, because they understand the importance of quality of product. So, my biggest suggestion to you guys, if you're just getting started, or again, you're in the middle of launching your e-commerce business, if you focus on the quality of product and the quality of brand that you're launching, it will actually make the marketing a lot easier. Why? Because when you have quality product, it kind of speaks for itself, and you don't need to put a bunch of, false claims or overreaching with the claims to sell your products. Again, if you create good quality products, it will actually make the marketing a whole lot easier. Now, a lot of times people who spend the majority of their focus on the marketing tend to forget that the marketing its only goal is to get people to click on the ad, and then they'll actually go ahead and judge the product for what it is. So, the product is what they're buying, all right? The product is what they're buying, but the brand is what they're gonna be loyal to. The second mistake is, I see a lot of folks that are launching their e-commerce brand or their e-commerce business focusing on gimmicks. And what I mean by that is they're focused on the apps and the pop-ups and the plugins and the timers and this and that, but they're completely forgetting their overall brand strategy, right? They forget the idea of building a community that others want to be a part of, creating quality content that actually provides value, and last but not least, owning a personality, right? Creating a brand personality that others in the marketplace can actually correlate to and relate to, right? Because at the end of the day, a brand is like the friend that you hang out with. You only rock brands that you feel are a great reflection of who you are. Now, my favorite definition of what a brand is a reflection of the ideal image of the customer. So really, the brands that you buy from most, or the brands that people buy from most, is at the end of the day a reflection of who they are, who they think they are. So make sure you skip over the gimmicks, the apps. Obviously there's apps, there's plugins that really do help your conversions and help your revenue and your sales and all that good stuff. But you want to make sure that your overall brand strategy, where you're creating community, content, and have a personality that others want to do business with, all right? And last but not least is, I see a lot of people putting short-term gains over long-term growth. Okay, so short-term gains come from things, or the way that people tend to focus on short-term gains is by, let's say, drop shipping, right? They're sending over shitty products and a shitty packaging over from China that takes a month or two to get to the customer, just because it's easier for them as a business owner, when in reality, if they were to bite the bullet and put the customer first, right, and actually invest a little bit more in the packaging and sourcing quality products and getting them to America first, so when somebody buys, they get it right away, that by putting the customer first, it will cause them to buy again and again and again, because you put them first, all right? You provide them a quality product. So sure, it will be easier. You won't have to pay for storage, or you won't have to have the hassle of shipping out the products yourself. But dude, if you want a long-term business instead of the bell curve businesses that all these other gurus show, well, you gotta put the customer first, and you gotta be able to bite the bullet on things that are not very convenient for you or might cost you a little bit more money, so the customer is happy, satisfied, excited to do business with you again and again. So just a quick little recap, all right? Too much weight on marketing instead of actually producing quality products and brands that people want to be a part of. Second mistake is focusing on gimmicks, right? Like apps and plugins that, timers that do all these little, try to fool people to buying your products, over actually creating a brand strategy that makes people want to be a part of the brand and loyal to your brand, okay? Last but not least, putting short-term gains by drop shipping for ease of operations or for lowering costs over long-term growth, okay? If you want a business that you want to grow for the long term, that's sustainable, that you can keep growing the customer base and get people to buy from you again and again, well, it's gonna cost you to put that customer first, but that return on investment is priceless, okay? Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you leave a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on that post notifications. Peace.